Welcome back, everybody. This was very historic, a very historic moment. Senators taking an oath. There's Chief Justice Roberts. He took an oath as well as the impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump begins. Joining us in studio, Senator Ron Wyden, who took that oath. This is the second time you've taken that oath. As a young senator, you were there for the impeachment of Bill Clinton. Can you take our viewers into that chamber when you take this oath? Because as Jennifer and I were watching on television, you get this feeling as you look at that, at what a historic and solemn moment this is. What goes through senators' minds when you're taking that?
It is such a sobering moment because we all know this is so rare in our 200+ years of self-governance. And what I was thinking about, and it was such a hectic day because I went literally from managing the big trade bill, hugely important to Oregon. 1 out of 4 jobs in Oregon revolves around it. And then all of a sudden I was in my seat taking my oath. And it is your second oath because you take an oath to protect the Constitution. This was an oath about impartiality, and all I could think about is the Founding Fathers would want the Senate to work for a just outcome, not a political outcome.
And a lot of questions that we've heard is how impartial will this trial be? Can it be one? It starts on Tuesday, right?
I know a number of senators who haven't made up their mind, and I'm sure I'll hear at my town meetings yesterday, oh, the senators are all partisans. Everybody knows, and the Founding Fathers thought that there would be politics. But on something of this magnitude, the Founding Fathers were clear. They said, you've got to put country first. That is how I'll pursue my duties as a juror.
And do you think most senators will, in their heart, as they listen to evidence in this trial, you think they will vote with their heart, or will they vote on political lines?
I can just tell you right now, I know of senators, particularly Republican senators, who are just agonizing over the first set of choices about who would be the witnesses, because we've been seeing that new information just comes out constantly. And if you ignore, for example, witnesses who might have important information, history may not treat you too kindly.
I want to switch gears a little bit. There was a news release that just came out, and I want to read it. It says, Wyden and Merkley come together. They say Trump must make clear that Saudi Arabia must immediately stop aiding Saudi fugitives fleeing U.S. justice system. And this is important here because it was back in 2016 when we had a 15-year-old named Fallon Smart who was hit and killed. And the suspect in that case was from Saudi Arabia. And the feds have long said that it was the kingdom that got him a passport, got him probably a private plane, and back to Saudi Arabia.
He fled from justice.
And he never was, he never was tried here at all.
Today was very important for Oregonians in our country because the FBI told me, they told me essentially in both a letter and as part of an effort that was legislation I got passed, that in effect the Saudis have been lying with respect to whether or not they helped their nationals get out, for example, of Oregon who had been charged with serious crimes. I mean, the findings are really specific in 2 areas. Number one, the FBI believes with high confidence that the Saudi government has actually been helping these individuals charged with crimes get out. And then second, the FBI believes that if the Trump administration doesn't step in and make it clear to the Saudis this has to stop, it will continue. So those are the two findings, and all I can tell you is the Saudis are supposed to be our allies, but I'll tell you on my watch, they're not going to be above the law.
Well, before we let you go, let's talk about something positive that happened this week, according to most folks, including you, and that's the new NAFTA, let's call it, between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. It's not perfect. You said it's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction.
It got almost 90 votes. I can tell you that the original bill that came to the Senate was flawed. I worked with Senator Sherrod Brown. We got some new rules to make sure that we had tough enforcement to protect our jobs and our industries from the trade cheats. I managed the bill, and I was very proud of the enforcement. I was also very proud of the digital provisions because back when the first bill was written, nobody had a smartphone. And so now we're protecting our intellectual property from it being stolen, and also what's called Section 230. So our small businesses have a chance to grow.
Okay.
So you haven't been busy at all.
Yeah, you have
A couple things going on.
couple things. Senator Ron Wyden, always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for being
Thank you
here.
both.
Yeah, thanks so much. Let's go over.